Hi, I'm Craig. I've spent 20 years in the gas industry and I'm going to tell you how to keep your property gas safe. You are legally obliged to get a gas safety check, or CP12, every 12 months carried out by a gas safe registered engineer. This check confirms the appliance is safe to use. Your priority is safety, compliance and preventing expensive emergency call-outs that disrupt tenants and drain your profits. Always book a full boiler service along with the CP12. The safety check is a bare minimum. A full service cleans, tests and optimises the boiler, reducing the risk of a breakdown and ensuring efficiency. Best time to do this is in the summer months. Keep your records flawless. You must issue the CP12 to existing tenants within 28 days and new tenants before they move in. I've seen what could go wrong when the temperature drops. The key takeaway for everyone is, before winter hits, switch your heating on, even if it's for 15 minutes once a week. What this does is it prevents any seizing, flags small faults, and ensures you're not calling up when the rest of the country are. The external condensate pipe is one of the main reasons for winter breakdowns in modern condensing boilers. It runs from the boiler, usually direct to outside, and it carries acidic wastewater. If the tenant reports the boiler is flashing a fault code that usually relates to an ignition fault, it's likely a frozen condensate pipe. Advise them on how to thaw it safely. Pour warm water over the exposed pipe section until the blockage clears. Ensure these pipes are properly insulated with lagging foam, especially in exposed areas. It's a cheap fix that saves expensive emergency call-outs. Provide clear written instructions on how to use the system efficiently and what to do in an emergency. Specifically show them where to find the main stopcock and how to repressurize the boiler if it's a simple external filling loop. Remind tenants that keeping the property heated to a minimum background temperature of about 15 degrees, even when they're away, is vital to prevent frozen pipes, damp and mold, which are your long-term liabilities.
Hi, I'm Lauren. The next vital and mandatory check for every UK landlord is the EICR, the Electrical Installation Condition Report. Since the 2020 regulations came into force, this is no longer optional, and failure to comply can lead to fines of up to £30,000. Your first duty is arranging the check and sticking to the legal timeframe. You must have the entire fixed electrical installation, including wiring, sockets, light fitting and consumer unit, inspected and tested by a qualified person at intervals of no more than 5 years. The current EICR must be valid before a new tenancy begins, and for existing tenancies, the first check had to be completed by April 2021. The report must confirm the electrical installation meets the 18th edition of the IET wiring regulations, British Standards 7671. If the property has an electrical installation certificate, also known as an EIC, from a full rewire, or it is a new build less than 5 years old, this often serves as the initial EICR. The inspection must be carried out by a qualified and competent person. This typically means an electrician who is registered with an approved scheme, such as the NIC, EIC or NAPIT, and is specifically competent in periodic inspection, testing and certification. Just like gas safety, compliance means nothing without the paper trail. You must provide a copy of the valid EICR to your tenants. You must supply a copy of the report to the local authority within 7 days of receiving a request from them. You must retain a copy of the report until the next inspection is due. My advice? Keep all EICRs permanently for your property's history. As with gas, failure to provide the initial EICR to a new tenant before they move in may invalidate your Section 21 eviction notice later on. This is a crucial procedural step to protect your legal position. The EICR is not just a piece of paper, it's a call to action if faults are found. The codes are what matter. If the EICR comes back as unsatisfactory, it will contain codes highlighting specific dangers. A C1, immediate risk of injury, the electrician should try to fix this immediately before leaving the site. C2, urgent remedial action is required. And FI, further investigation, more work is needed to determine if a hazard exists. Where the report requires remedial or further investigation work, C1, C2 or FI codes, you must ensure this work is completed by a qualified person within 28 days of the date on the report, or sooner if the report specifies a shorter timeframe. Once the remedial work is done, You must obtain written confirmation from the electrician that the work has been completed and that the safety standards have been met. You must then supply this written confirmation along with the original EICR to the tenant and the local authority within 28 days of completing the work. In summary, the EICR covers the fixed wiring of the property. This includes the consumer unit, sockets, light switches, and built-in appliances like extractor fans and electric showers. The EICR does not cover portable appliances you provide, such as the fridge, kettle, toaster, wash machine. While pack testing on these items is not legally mandatory for private landlords, it is strongly recommended best practice for comprehensive safety and liability protection. The local authority can issue an enforcement notice requiring works, and if you fail to comply, they can arrange the works themselves and bill you, in addition to imposing them hefty fines of up to £30,000. Don't gamble on electrical safety, book your EICR renewal early, ensure that the remedial work is done, and keep your records perfect.
Hi, I'm Joe, your Property Certification Manager at EcoApproach. We've already covered the annual CP12 Gas Safety Certificate and 5-yearly EICR Electrical Report, but your compliance checklist doesn't end there. First up is the Energy Performance Certificate, or EPC. This document rates your property's energy efficiency from A to G. This is non-negotiable. To legally let your property in England and Wales, it must achieve a minimum rating of E. Your EPC is valid for 10 years, but if you make energy efficiency upgrades, it's smart to renew it. Next, let's talk fire safety compliance for standard residential tenancies. Whilst there's no single fire certificate, you must ensure 2 key things are in place and working. Smoke alarms must be fitted on every habitable story, and carbon monoxide alarm must be placed in any room containing a solid fuel-burning appliance, like a fireplace or a wood burn. You must test these alarms on the day the tenancy begins. Getting these things in place not only protects your tenants, but ensures you stay compliant and avoid significant fines. Being proactive is being a responsible landlord. If you need any help arranging any of these assessments or reports, just click on the link below to talk to our team. Thanks for watching.